Ah yeah, it's Jason, Jason's Jungle. Now my outdoor bush tomatoes, there's a green fly on there, don't want that on there. Oh, green flies are terrible. One green fly is born pregnant. It can have 5 babies a day, and in 7 days those babies can start having babies because they're born pregnant. So if you think 5 to 10 babies a day, so over a week, you know, you've got a small infestation, and then by the end of the next week you have a massive one. So yeah, nip them off. That was a winged one, which means it came in from another plant. It would have babies that probably don't have wings, and for a few generations they wouldn't have wings until they decide the population is big enough, and suddenly all the babies have wings and they fly off to other plants. But anyway, it's about me tomatoes. These are my bush tomatoes. Now, I don't know if you can see, but they are starting to get side shoots coming out. You don't prune off these side shoots because that's where the majority of your fruit will be on these. But that means they can get quite top heavy. They don't get as tall as the indeterminate ones, the cordon varieties, but they do need support. So rather than having the twine coming down and wrapping them around, which you do with your vines because you keep them to one single cordon, with these what I'm doing is I'm using these posts here, and I'm going to be doing a Florida weave. Now Florida weave is basically a way of supporting your bush tomatoes by using horizontal strings. So I've got my string here, I've got my posts. First thing you do is you tie the string to the posts. So I'll wrap it around a couple of times and pull it taut, and then tie. This isn't a special knot, it's probably just a granny knot. As long as it holds, I don't care. So that's tied off there. And you do it so that at a height so that you can get your plants either side of it. And it's called a weave because you start off going one side of one plant and the other side of the other plant. Yeah. When you get to your post, you wrap a couple of times around that to keep it taut. Then you move along to the next plant. You get to your next plant and you do the same thing. I'll put this one in front of this side, and then I'll bring it around that side, and then I will wrap it around the post a couple of times and pull it tight. And then you just keep moving your way along, putting it on one side of one plant, on the other side of the other plant. So if I put this on this side, I'll put this on this side, which will pull it forward a bit, and then you wrap it around your post a couple of times just to tie it in. You're not getting these tied really tight, so it doesn't matter if they bend a little bit or whatever. And you keep moving along and just keep on weaving between one side and the other until you get to your last post. Pop it around a couple of times, keeping it reasonably taut, and then you come back. So because I'm on this side of this plant, I put it onto the other side when I'm coming back, and I weave it as I go along. I weave it to the opposite side of what's already been supported, and I just work my way all the way along and wrapping it again a couple of times around the plant. Let's get that back there. So coming on the opposite side, coming on the opposite side of what I've already done, and here, and then the opposite side of this one, and then twice around the pole. And that's those two done. As you can see, they're crossing over here. So as this moves back and forth, it's putting the pressure on the different strand. So the wind pushes them both one way. Both strands take the pressure, instead of if you just had one side, only one would be taking the pressure. Now I'm going on the opposite side from before. So the back of this one, and hold it tight here. I will take this and wrap it twice around, pull it down, and this is the final one. So I wrap it on the opposite side to these, and I'm at the post now. So I'll do a couple of times around the post. But then I will also cut off a length, not on the end so it doesn't fit. And now I can tie these together. A few more granny knots. There we go. And that's this first line done. Quick insert. You notice this tomato isn't quite big enough to get the two horizontal bits of string either side. So what I've done is I've just put them both on one side. They're on the same side as the first bit of string was. And once it's grown a bit, I'll just tuck the top string over the new growth, and then it'll just be held in with that. But I'm not putting it in just yet because it's not quite big enough or strong enough. So in a few days time I'll be able to tuck it under and let it go. Okay, so basically as these grow, so once I get up to about here I'll put another line in, and depending on the variety I might end up having quite a few, or I might end up just having two. I think it should be two each for even the shortest varieties. And you know, because if they're going up every foot and a half or so, every foot, it'll give enough support and it'll allow them to get air, spread their leaves out, and do pretty well. But I'm chuffed with the way these are going. I'm hoping to get a good hot crop of tomatoes off them. These are all, apart from the first in the field, the rest of them are all sort of paste tomatoes, cooking tomatoes. Prince of Bourges is a small plum, the right size for dehydrating and making dried tomatoes, which I've got plans for. And the rest of them are nice big paste tomatoes, so I hopefully will get a decent batch of tomato sauce, passata type sauce, off of them this year. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next video.